And welcome back to Yokai Watch, ladies and gentlemen, with the SpiffyNeedleGeeks, Raw Fan 1, Supersonic 407, PlatinumRhythm, and RoushutsuRises. This part will be just another simple, full side quest part. Next part is when we shall resume story. So, that said, this part, it shall be more rambling, including about this guy, who is a salesman who is being outdone by his own pupil, for whatever reason. So, but whatever reason, but we all know the reason. There's a yokai involved.
Oh.
I just want to see one side quest where a yokai isn't involved, because that'd be funny.
Seems about right, though.
So, actually, to be fair, I think that happens sometimes. I can't off the top of my head actually remember when it's happened or not. It's probably already happened sometime in this Let's Play. I'm just horrible at remembering things.
Q pistol.
Q pistol. So that said, probably a dumb question to ask amongst a lot of us, but has there ever been a time where any of you guys have just been suddenly, you know what? Actually, let me rephrase the question. What's been a time where all of you guys suddenly got a bunch of attention for whatever reason?
For whatever reason or a specific reason?
Just for whatever reason, because I know, like, I remember this happened plenty of times when back in grade school at the very least. But if there was ever a group project that involved art, everyone suddenly came around my desk.
Oh. Man, that you don't know. Actually, that's a really good question.
I mean, I guess a similar moment is whenever someone needs music of any kind, they go to me.
Oh jeez. Oh my god. No. I think the closest moment I've ever gotten, like, when it got a lot of attention was, there was this, high school event at the end of the year called Mr. OP. Think of it as, like, a high school beauty pageant, only it involves, like, only the guys. Like, each guy representing, like, each school activity. So it's like, one guy represents the band, one represents theater, the other represents, like, our news program, and all that stuff. I did a few skits, one for, costume, one for, swimsuit, one for talent, or whatever. And, oh god, it's like, after the event or whatever, the next day, everybody was like going, like, oh god, surrounding me, like, just be like, oh my god, I saw you, like, do that impression of Tom Cruise in that one movie, and, hula dancing, and doing a parody of Like a Boss. Oh my god, that was so amazing. I'm just like, oh, thank you.
I think the one time when I got the most amount of attention back in grade school was when this one student brought in like a little thing of like this really hot sauce. Like, apparently it was he claimed that this sauce was apparently illegal in like in other states, considered a weapon.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he claimed. I don't know though. But like, he kept, egging people to try it whenever they would. Of course, they would it was apparently so hot that they ran straight to the restroom, to wash out their tongue. And of course,
yeah.
This is during a social studies class, and the teacher's just laughing at all this. like he was just he just couldn't stop laughing. And then they eventually got to me, and of course, being short, nerdy, socially good at me, they were all chuckling like, oh, he's gonna fucking die. So of course I try it, and you guys know me. I tried it. I just sat there, like, that tastes pretty good. Everyone's just fucking staring at me, like, what? It's like, are you okay? What? Wait, what? Like, there was a girl that I forget her name. I think her name was Rebecca or something. There was a girl that I would talk to here and there back in that class, and she just sitting here kind of worried about me, like, are you okay? And, like, the guy who gave it to me was like, you didn't have enough, take more. I was like, okay. I dip my whole fucking finger in there, scoop out a chunk, and just plaster it all over my tongue in front of everybody. And then just sit there feeling nothing. Everybody in class were just fucking agape with jaw drop. The girl next to me was like, she didn't even want me to take the second one. She was so fucking worried about me. And the teacher was just sitting there like, okay, Hercules, enough.
You know, for a second, I thought you were gonna be like, okay, here, take some more. Okay, sure. For a second, I thought you were gonna say, oh, I just downed the whole bottle right then and there.
No, I didn't want to take a little stash. I just took
No,
enough.
but you could have.
I just took it enough to make my point.
God, in that case, shit, you should have made a bet with that.
I wish I did, honestly.
I'll bet you okay. Alright, you give me $100 if I can fucking take on all this hot sauce.
No.
Not all of it.
Well, I'm sure I could.
Well, not all.
I'm not saying you couldn't. I'm just saying, like.
Oh, jeez.
So that was definitely one of my better crowning achievements back in high school.
God, actually, thinking about it now, I think that's like there's one other moment, not as big as like how it was when I was at that Mr. OP event or whatever, but I do know there was at one point where it's like I was with my high school marching band or whatnot. One of my old friends, Justin. Well, he's still technically a new friend, but at the time we never really talked much, like ever since middle school or whatever. But it's like, Justin was trying to do like some freestyle rapping and whatnot, and then out of the blue, and just out of nowhere, I'm just like, well, I'm gonna try and do like a little beatboxing while he's doing that. So I do like some random beatboxing or whatever, and then immediately everybody was like, what the heck? How did you do that? How do you do that so well? No, quit. No, don't stop. Keep spinning those bad beats.
It's always the quiet ones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's like, yeah, throughout all the middle school, like the first half of high school or whatever, I was, of course, the antisocial fuck or whatever. That is until all the jerks left my high school and transferred over to this new high school that was officially done construction or whatever. So all the jerks transferred over there. I was pretty much like, I guess in a way, bully free, I guess, because I didn't know any better. And it's like, yeah, things got a heck of a lot better from there. Case in point, when I fucking did all this beatboxing, whatever. It's like, oh my god, dude, that's so cool. I've never heard anybody do it so well.
Right. In which case, real quickly, so we actually had another community service side quest, except this one, nobody really wants to join because it's so hot outside. Everyone's just in a bad mood, and that was thanks to 3 other yokai that we promptly beat the crap out of before. So, but we gotta get everyone back uptight. And there's only one yokai that we can think to do that.
Back uptight or back in spirits?
I guess back in spirits. Probably the better word. Regardless of such, calling Blazion.
Summoning Brave! Sumo Shave, Label Engraved, Flash Team of Brave!
Blazion!
I think that's the last one that I'm able to do that for. Oh well.
Oh, alright.
They were fun while they lasted. So now Blazion raises everyone's spirits, and now this part's gonna be super clean.
Super clean.
Listen, I do kind of find it a little ironic that the reason why they were so demotivated was because how hot the day was, and who do we bring in? A fire lion.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, for a second, I thought he was gonna whip out a yokai that would cool everybody off or something.
Frostina, come out here, freeze their asses.
Yeah, it's like
Or
next thing you know, everybody's like so enthusiastic about like, you know, trying to clean this park and everything. All of a sudden you hear next day on the news, 4 volunteers, you know, dropped dead of heat stroke.
Okay. Let's not.
You know what, Danny? You're probably not wrong about that.
Because technically they're still heating up. Oh my god.
Because that very much is the danger that some yokai can lead to unintentionally without realizing it. Or intentionally. It just depends on how much of a douche they feel like being.
Alright.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Let's see. Okay, this side quest. So this guy wants, I think he wants some kind of toy. Some kind of model, whatever. I forget what it is. Yeah, a model kit. But they've pretty much been discontinued. So he's asking us to find this discontinued toy.
Oh God.
It's like, all right, you got the $800 for eBay?
I was about to say, like, eBay's your best bet, man.
No,
I mean, that's how I got my 3DS, to which I got it installed with a capture device.
Excuse me, little girl. I'm having a really hard time trying to find the discontinued NES Classic. Can you help me out here?
All right, that did get discontinued, didn't it?
Well, I mean, technically it did, but apparently, like, some retailers, like GameStop, for instance, they held on to, like, at least 100 more units, and also think Geek. So it's like, oh, okay, so you had these retro consoles this entire time, and only now you should be like, oh, hey, by the way, we're gonna give out, like, 100 of these, fucking consoles, or, excuse me, or we're gonna sell them into bundles. It's like,
Seems about
I'm
right.
sorry, what?
in which case, what is special about this side quest in particular is that this is the side quest that unlocks this floor of the business building. Which I think for most people actually would be the first time they would actually go to this area, to one of these upper floors. Because the other floor that I went to earlier on in the game, that's one you have to talk to a random NPC to get to, and there's no indication about talking to that NPC. You just have to luck out and find that person. So, it's like, even for me, and more often than not, this will be your first chance to get yokai like Minochi or Rockabelly or Chattily if you didn't do that other side quest. Or, you know, you could just miss them entirely because you just played through the entire story in one fell swoop. In which case, you're gonna have a hard fucking time.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, play all the side quests. This game's super easy. It's super long, but it's super easy. Only play through the story, you're gonna have a bit of a harder time because then the bosses actually pose a challenge.
That right.
So if you want a proper challenge run of Yokai Watch, just only play the story. Ignore all the side quests. That also said, though, if you do that, there is a point later in the game that becomes much harder if you ignore the side quests, and I'll point that out when we get to it.
Okay.
It's like, we need the experience. We need more yokai.
We need all of the yokai.
We need all of the yokai.
This is a full yokai medallion run. Except it's not, because I never get Pandanoko. Oh.
Uh-oh. Close enough.
It is July of 2017. I started this game nearly a year ago. I still haven't gotten fucking Pandanoko. Not even in Yokai 2 have I gotten it. The fuck?
Oh, no.
I just can't fucking find it.
So this is why I've lost motivation to 100% certain games, because most of it just depends on luck.
It's also really disappointing for me when it comes to certain games. It's like when I play games for the first time, like Yoshi's Woolly World, for instance. It's like, seeing as how that game has like collectibles, where of course if you collect all of them, you know, it'll obviously lead to 100%. But it's because of that. It's like, instead of just playing through the game regularly like a normal person, you know, without worrying about the collectibles, my first instinct is like, I gotta fucking 100% this game on the first try.
But the stamps are so troublesome.
Yeah. I can also say the same with the games like Ukulele, because of course, again, going back to the whole collectible genre of video games, seeing as how it was made by the same guys who made Banjo-Kazooie. So again, I'm just like, okay, I would love to enjoy more of this game, but it's like, I am hesitant about progressing further into the game because I'm worried I'm missing something, and I want to make sure that I have fucking everything on the first try.
Yeah, it's that gamer's OCD kicking in.
God damn it. It's probably like the biggest reason why I have quite a certain amount of games on the back burner for all this time.
Yeah.
Which is why... sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just feel like it should be some kind of common courtesy and knowledge for all video games where if you have something that requires some kind of collectible, you need to give the player a real proper reward for finding all those collectibles.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? This is also a big reason why I am taking a lot longer than expected to at least try to get to Crash 1, because I'm trying so hard not to give into that video game OCD as Brandon described it as.
See, this is why I don't understand achievements. Like, because all achievements are bragging rights. They don't add anything to the game. They just show other players that you did this one specific thing in the game, but they don't actually add anything to the game.
Then along came Super Mario Sunshine.
Right. Well, I mean, like in this case, I'm not necessarily referring to achievements per se, because I mean, yeah. While granted, like in years past, I was like, I tried to be like a really big achievement hunter or whatever. It's like I don't really care about that much. It's like it's just the sole purpose of just one. It's just the concept of 100%ing a game on the first try in general. That is the reason why I've had quite a few games on the back burner or whatnot. Achievements or trophies, at this point, I'm just like, hey, if I get them, out of the blue, I get them, so it's like, okay, that's cool. But it's like, if I honestly really cared about, like, achievements or trophies again, only because it's like, okay, I feel like going back to this game just so I can try to challenge myself to unlock this random-ass trophy and whatnot, for replayability's sake.
Okay. So you know what? Here's a question relevant to this side quest. This side quest entails this woman. She lost her earrings that her ex-boyfriend gave to her, and she's really upset about it because those earrings hold like a large amount of sentimental value to her. So now, here's my question.
I was about to say, if it was the ex, why is she holding on to them?
Well, that's what I'm about to ask, and because this entails actually something a little more relevant to what I recently went through. It's like, you know, for certain gifts given to you, by past significant others, like how much sentimental value would you guys specifically hold on to them? Because I know for me personally, like with my first girlfriend, I wouldn't hold probably as much sentimental value because of some of the circumstances of how that relationship ended. Whereas my last girlfriend, Pikachu, I honestly do hold a lot more sentimental value because we had a lot of fun together, and I don't really regret, being with her at all. Like, sure, it's sad that it ended, but it was a lot of fun, and those are memories that I very much do cherish. So anything that she's given to me that I held on to, I still cherish it because it was given to me by somebody who, for a time in my life, was very important.
I mean, it's ironic. It's ironic you say that because I'm sure you three know about my past relationships and how they ended. So if I had received anything in that regard, it's very hard for me to say whether or not I would hold any sentimental value to that at all.
I guess it really is an obvious answer. It really just depends on the circumstance. Because, I know, with you, Danny, your first, I'm sure you'd hold some value with your first boyfriend, but not really so much your second one.
Yeah, well, the thing is with my first boyfriend, we were going out, I think, maybe for like a year in college, but eventually, I think we just kind of realized, like, we were better off as friends. So, I mean, it ended on good terms and everything. So, I mean, not too bad or anything.
Pretty much the same story with Pikachu and me.
Yeah, so it's like, which is perfectly fine and everything. And it's like, we went our separate ways. He was a year older than me. He ended up graduating, doing his own thing. I don't know where he is right now, actually, so I don't know. But yeah, it's like, boyfriend number two, fuck that guy.
I mean, it's like you three all know my current relationship right now with Ellie, and it's like, and yeah. I don't think I've mentioned this, but this is the longest relationship that I've had, and it's with Ellie, and it's with Ellie right now. So I can almost say without uncertainty, without uncertainty. That's the right word, right?
Yeah.
That anything I have gotten from her will get from her in the future. I will definitely hold on to, even should things, I'm not saying they are, but should things just end up going wrong for some whatever stupid reason. Yeah, I would definitely hold sentimental value with that.
What's even more impressive about the relationship with you and Ellie is, like, this is long distance. This is a long distance relationship that you've been a part of all this time.
Yeah, and not just long distance, like a couple states over, like literal across the world over, like across the ocean.
and you guys are still going strong. That's honestly very impressive, because Lord knows how many relationships that we've seen when we were involved in other communities that the long distance just completely ruins them.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, it only ruins that if you guys allow it to do so. I get long distance is kind of a factor that can make or break situations like that most of the time. But again, it still falls under the category of any other relationship. The relationship only will not work if you both allow it to not work.
Yeah. Another good example is actually
Well, let's continue this conversation next part, because in the next part, this part ended like a year ago. Next part will begin with a couple more side quests, and then it'll continue on with story halfway through. Then, so let's continue this conversation then.
All right.
Oh, all right.
So join us next time, folks.
Okay.